So today, I am driving in complete silence, forced. My phone has decided that I'm not allowed to have service. I'm not a big radio person, so I listen to all my music and all that through my phone. And, usually have all the distractions, all the dings and bells and stuff that happen, notifications and whatnot with the phone. I have a really hard time typically sitting in silence. I just don't do it very well. Not that I shouldn't, because it's healthy, right? But I do. I struggle with that. And day before yesterday, my phone decided it's not working. So no phone calls, no text messages, no radio, or my music. Tried the radio for a minute, couldn't handle it, so it's off. So I'm sitting here stuck in my own thoughts, in silence. That's what happens when we're sitting in silence. And I got to thinking, why is that so bad? I kind of feel like this phone not working situation is, in a way, the universe trying to tell me that I need to be sitting in silence more. I need to give myself the time to be with myself and be in my own thoughts so I can process them instead of just going every day and only giving each thought that quick little couple minutes or seconds or whatever it might be, as we all typically do throughout the day. So anyway, I sitting here thinking, why is this so hard for me? Why is it making me crazy? And before you knew it, my mind is wandering back to my stepmother from childhood and all sorts of things, and just kind of reminding me of the things that I still need to do some healing around. I still need to visit those things. There's a lot of relationships that didn't end the way they should or shouldn't be ended at all, but due to separation because of my childhood, they were, or maybe they should be ended, but just shouldn't have been the way they were. There needs to be healing around those things instead of them just cut off, because that leaves this void, I guess. Void's not a good word, but yeah, so my stepmother, amazing woman, when I was very young, I got sent back to live with my father, and he had remarried to a very, very, very strong woman. Naive in many ways, but one of the biggest hearts. She taught me so much in life. She taught me the morals that I have, responsibilities. And the biggest thing is she taught me what love was, that unconditional love, because I didn't know what that was. My mother, my biological mother, was a very sick woman, very wounded, and she never got healing, and it caused a narcissism where just everything, if she loved you because it made her feel better in the moment. It was never a genuine, and not because she didn't want to. I don't think she knew how. I think she had so many scars and so much damage that she just never healed and didn't know how to heal, that she just did not know what that true, genuine love was. So when my stepmother came into my life and she took my brother and I in, along with her daughter, and didn't treat us any different than she did her own daughter. She loved us very unconditionally. We got bedtime songs and prayers and little notes in our lunch boxes and things, and I wasn't with her for a very, very long time. But the longest time I was with any parent. So, that those years with her, despite some of the abuse that was going on from other parts of my family, that time with her really, really impacted me and made me, it's a very large part of who I am today. She was the one who showed me that life didn't have to be that way. Grown-ups weren't all the way that I had been shown before. And that love wasn't conditional. It didn't come with a price. Because before her, I didn't know that. And outside of her, I didn't know that. So that was huge for me. And unfortunately, it wasn't until I got older that I really realized that those lessons came from her. I harbored a lot of resentment as a child for things that I didn't understand. I had a lot of other people putting things in my head and giving me these ideas that I wasn't old enough or rational enough to realize were not true or not realistic. And unfortunately, I took a lot of that out on my stepmom. And said some things that probably really hurt her. And, I haven't held a lot of regrets in life. But that one day that I went off on her and I broke her heart, and I was so mean, and I was only 12. I was only 12 years old. But I remember being on that phone with her and saying some of the just meanest things. And she sat through it and she listened. She gave me that respect. She let me vent that out to her. And she never stopped loving me. Now, here I am, 43. I can still call her. I can still talk to her. We're not as close. That really did cause a separation for a while. And not because of her, because of me. And her just trying to give me the space she thought I needed to heal from it. But I can still call her. I can still tell her, you're my mom. I love you. And she'll still tell me she loves me, That has been so powerful in my life. And that moment keeps coming back to me. And I've apologized to her. But this is like, you have these things that keep coming back up that come to the surface and just sit on your mind like that in these moments like I'm stuck in today, where it's just complete silence. And we know, there's something there that I still need to work on. And I've got my own kids now, from 27 all the way to 7 years old. And I have my struggles with them, and a lot of times I think that I think back to that, just how much I know I hurt her, despite how wonderful she was to us. And I wonder how she stayed so strong for that. And my kids do something, or they've never been as mean to me as I was to her, thank goodness. But they'll do something, and I'm reminded of how much it helped me to see her stay grounded and still show me that love that I really just needed. I needed that unconditional love. and that helps me to stay grounded with mine, you know, to just continue to show that love. Or even in my job, I mean, I work with families, I work with children that are in crisis a lot of the times, and a lot of times all they need is that compassion and that unconditional love and respect. That's it. And it's not like an instant, like I walk in there and, oh, hey, I love you, and everything's better. Same thing with your kids, right? Like, they're not going to stop throwing their fit just because you're like, I unconditionally love you. You know, like, it doesn't work that way. But showing that to them makes this impact. And I owe that understanding from an early age to my stepmother for always unconditionally loving us, no matter what. She was an amazing woman, is an amazing woman. She's still with us, so I don't know why I keep saying was. I guess because she was when I was a child. But she made more of an impact on my life than I think she'll ever be able to understand. And that's a driving force to me, to know how big of a difference that one person made for me. Just that one. That drives me to want to be that one person for other people who understood, who maybe didn't understand, but knew that you just needed somebody to hold space for you. You needed somebody to love you despite how much you were fucking up, you know, like, because we all do, especially when we're young or in crisis. We act out in ways that we don't even understand. We can't explain. We don't know why we're doing this. We have no clue. But that's our reality right in that moment, and we just need to have somebody who's willing to hold that space and love us, even though they know we're wrong, even though they know we're making stupid choices. And you know, that's not to say that we need to go jump way over that fence and start enabling people who are making bad choices, but to be that ear, that person that holds space, that person who says, you know what, I love you anyway. You know, I'm not going to stop you from going on that ride. I'm not going to go with you, but I'm not going to stop you, and I'm going to be here when you get back to help you recover, because that's a rough ride, you know. And that's what my stepmom was for me. She very much so was that emotional support for all the times that I got knocked down, a lot of times by my biological mother. She was the one that loved and supported no matter what ridiculous choice I made, or crazy situation I got myself in. She was always there. So, you know, I don't know, that's what's on my mind this morning, is just gratitude for her and for that lesson that's gotten me enlarged to where I am today.